Hey, boys and girls, I have a really cute book that I want to read to you today. And this book is called Lola Plants a Garden. Lola Plants a Garden. This week we have been talking about, or we're going to talk about, spring and flowers and plants and what plants need to survive and the different parts of the plants and what those parts do. So we're learning about that this week. And so this book kind of reminds me about plants. Why do you think this book reminds me about plants? Listen to the title again. Lola Plants a Garden. What do you predict this book is about? Go ahead and tell me. Did you say it's about Lola planting a garden, right? The title kind of tells it, yeah? And who do you think the main character is in this story? Remember, the main characters are the people or the animals that are in this story. In this story, do you think it's going to be people or animals? That's right. It's going to be people, right? Who do you think the main character is going to be? Lola. Who is Lola? A little girl. How did you know that? Because we see it on the front of our book, right? And your predictions are correct, I believe. This is about Lola planting a garden with her mom. And then, well, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen at the end, okay? She plants a garden. And again, we've been learning about plants and springtime. When do you think she's planting this garden? What season do you think she's probably planting this garden? I bet she's planting it in the spring, right? Lola plants a garden. The author of this book is Anna McQuinn. And what's the author do? Tell me. The author writes the words. This book is illustrated by Rosalind Beardshaw, I believe is how you pronounce her name. What's the illustrator do? Draws or makes or paints the illustrations, and illustrations are the pictures. Yes, Lola plants a garden. Lola loves her book of garden poems. Her favorite poem is the one about Mary. Do you remember that nursery rhyme? Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, right? And pretty maids all in a row. Almost forgot the last line. I think Allie dressed up as Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Remember when we had our nursery rhyme character day? Allie dressed up as Mary, Mary, quite contrary. So that is Lola's favorite poem in her book of garden poems. Lola wants to plant a garden. Mommy says there is room near the vegetables. They go to the garden store to buy seeds. Lola and Mommy make the garden. The seed packets mark where the flowers are planted. Lola will have to wait a long time for them to grow. Plants don't just come up immediately, right? It's a process that takes time to grow. And we're learning about the life cycle of a plant. First you plant the seed. Then what do you think Lola might have to give in order to make this seed grow? What do you think she's going to have to give it? Some water. And the sun is going to help it to grow, right? And the soil, which means the dirt. Lola makes her own flower book while she waits. Mommy types the Mary Mary poem and Lola glues it in. Lola makes a string of bells. She finds shells and some old beads. She even makes a little Mary Mary doll. So she's going to get her garden ready, just like the poem says, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells. So she's getting some shells and her shells and her beads. She's following the nursery rhyme. And look, she made a little Mary. One day, Lola sees tiny green shoots coming up. And another name for a shoot is a little sprout. She pulls up weeds so the shoots can grow. The weeds are the bad plants that grow in the garden. And you have to get those weeds, those bad plants out so the good plants have room and space to grow. So she is taking good care of her garden, isn't she? Lola's flowers grow bigger. They open up to the sun. I bet Lola's been watering her flowers, the sun, so she's giving them lots of sun and water so they'll grow. What type of garden is this? Is this like a vegetable garden or a flower garden? What did she grow? She grew flowers, but there's different types of gardens, right? She grew flowers in hers, and they are beautiful. Daddy helps Lola hang her silver shiny bells. Lola finds Mary Mary a special spot. It's just perfect. Can you find her doll Mary Mary in the picture? Down here with all the pretty flowers. So she's getting her garden all ready. Orla, Ben, and Ty are coming to see Lola's garden. Lola and Mommy make cupcakes. Who do you predict Orla, Ben, and Ty are? Who do you think those people are? Who do you predict? Maybe her friends? Maybe her friends are going to come see her garden. And her mommy, they're making cupcakes. Do you think they're going to be vanilla or chocolate? Ooh, yum. That makes my mouth water. Lola wears her flower shirt. Mommy helps Lola with her hair. Oh, she is all ready. Look how cute she is. Look. Who do you think Orla, Ty, and Ben are? Her friends. We were right. Lola's friends love everything about her garden. They share the crunchy peas and sweet strawberries that Mommy grew. So her mom didn't grow a flower garden. Her mom grew a vegetable and fruit garden. So her mom grew food in her garden, and Lola grew flowers in her garden. So there are definitely different types of gardens that we can grow, right? Then Lola makes up a story about Mary Mary. She makes up her own story. What kind of garden will Lola plant next? The end. What do you think? What type of garden do you think Lola will plant next? Do you think she'll plant some more flowers? Do you think she'll plant some vegetables? Do you think she'll plant some fruit like strawberries and watermelon? What do you think? Wow, I don't know. I think I predict she's going to plant some fruit. I think she might plant some watermelon. We have a lot of people in our class who love watermelon, don't we? Yep. Now remember last week I talked to you about retelling a story? And when we retell a story, we just want to tell it again, and we want to tell about the story in the right order, right? Because some people may have never read this book, right? Maybe, let's see, maybe Mr. Kirk, maybe he's never read this book. And so if we want to tell him about this book, we will need to make sure that we tell him what happened in the beginning of the story, what happened in the middle of the story, and then what happened at the end of the story. So let's practice retelling this book, okay? What happened at the beginning? And we can use our pictures to help us retell it, right? So what happened in the beginning? What did Lola do? What did they do? She read the poem Mary, Mary, and she wanted to plant her own garden, right? And so they went and got some seeds. And then what happened in the middle? Whoops. Then Lola planted her garden. She took care of her garden. She waited for her garden to grow. Right? And then the flowers started growing. And they hung up her bells and her doll. She put her doll in the garden, just like the poem, Mary, Mary. And then what happened at the end? All her friends came to see her garden, right? Wow, we just retold that story. We kind of told what happened in the beginning. We told some things that happened in the middle, and then we told what happened at the end. So now, if we were to tell that to Mr. Kirk, would he know about this book, Lola Plants a Garden? He sure would know what it's about because we retold it to him. Remember, maybe you can practice reading a book and practice retelling it. What happened at the beginning, what happened in the middle, and what happened at the end, okay?